Life in your 30s. Humongous. Look at that.
This would put a Victorian child in a coma.
It's been a couple years since the giant levain cookies went super viral online, and I still have not tried them. And I always just kind of thought I'd never get to try them. And then I realized they sell them online. You can buy a pack of 4 for like 50 bucks. They'll come to you in the mail. But then I also thought to myself, you're literally a professional baker. There are tons of copycat recipes out there. Make them yourself. So that's what we're gonna do today. I am not naive enough to think that these are going to be exactly like the levain cookies because quite simply they are not, because they're not the same recipe. I wonder if the people who work there have to sign like NDAs to not share the recipe and stuff. But I've settled on using the Delish recipe, which looks the most similar to the actual levain cookies, so that's the recipe we're following today. I've got the majority of my ingredients here, except I don't have enough chopped walnuts, so I will also be adding in chopped pecans. Having a double nut cookie kind of situation. Also, it's already 2:30, so I don't know if I'll get to eat these today. We'll see. The really intriguing thing about these cookies is that they're basically like a skookie, a scone cookie, because they're like huge and a little bit dry while also being cookie dough, raw kind of in the center, as far as I can gather anyway. Once again, have never tried these cookies. So let's just whip up some quick dough, I suppose. It's certainly an interesting mixing method for a cookie, because it's kind of like a scone, except that we're still creaming. Well, we're not really creaming, are we? The butter and sugar, we're just kind of mixing them together. There isn't any creaming happening. So why not just put the butter into the flour? Perhaps I'll try that next time. Let's not deviate from the recipe the first time, as I like to do, and then get mad when it doesn't work. Let's follow it first, and then we'll see what happens. She's struggling. But I think our dough's done. Hell yeah. Time to make giant balls. You know what I mean, cookie dough. Here's our luscious, beautiful dough. It looks pretty good. Just kind of tastes like standard dough right now. There's nothing special about it. There's no vanilla in the recipe. I added some anyway, not enough, because I literally only had like a teaspoon left. But I feel like this is the kind of cookie that would benefit from like a frick ton of vanilla. But I guess we'll find out. Let's see. That's really satisfying. I enjoy that. That's big. That's 198. A little too big, my guy. I didn't put quite as much chocolate chips in as the recipe calls for because I'm actually not a huge fan of chocolate chips. Like I just like a tiny bit, you know? I don't want a huge amount in my things. Maybe that's sacrilege, I don't know. Now we have to chill these for like 2 hours and then we get to eat them. So we might be baking them off tomorrow morning. We'll see. Ooh, good morning. It's the next day. I did bake 2 cookies yesterday, but it was really dark out by then. Oopsie. And then I ate the whole cookie and I was like, oops, I forgot to tell the vlog about it. So it is the next day. I don't know how that's going to affect the cookies. I guess it'll be interesting to see how much a longer hangout time in the fridge is gonna have on the cookies. Excited. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning right now. I am incredibly tired because the dog decided to wake me up at 3 a.m. and I couldn't go back to sleep. So a cookie is exactly what I need to like perk me up right now. Got my bag of dough balls here. We'll spread them out on our sheet, give them a bake, and we'll see what happens. I'm very excited. So Grant's been gone all weekend at the game fair for some falconry stuff. Just being like a representative of the Minnesota Falconry Association thing. And I'm going out to lunch today with his mom and brother. Just us three, going out for a little lunch. However, the place we're going is downtown Minneapolis. So a little bit of a drive for me. And then also driving around downtown Minneapolis, trying to find parking somewhere at the end of like peak brunch time basically, because we're going at 1:30. So I've been like stressing out about that. I'm totally okay with driving, but when it comes to busy downtown city centers, like that freaks me out. There's bike lanes, there's bus lanes, there's just cars going everywhere, there's one-way streets, there's like you can park here, you can't park here, this is private parking, and that stresses me out. Not having a dedicated parking spot stresses me out so much. So I guess I'm gonna take you along with me, okay? And I'm gonna need you to be like my rock while I try to find parking there, okay? So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Ooh, they look just as good as yesterday. What do you think? Those look pretty good, eh? Yesterday I baked them for 3 extra minutes. I think I'm gonna do that again today. Well, guess who was so stressed out about driving that they forgot to bring you along with them? Me. It was me. Probably for the better anyway, because I remembered that it's summertime, therefore my windows have to be down, still no AC in my car. So I wouldn't have been able to talk to you anyway if I was driving. But somehow I got so lucky. There was a little tiny side lot off the side of the restaurant, and there was a couple open spaces when I pulled in. So I got really lucky. And it was actually really, really easy drive because you're driving on the highway. We're on the highway, we take an exit, we do one turn, there's the restaurant. So fast, where I'm like barely off the highway at the restaurant. It was so nice. Food was good, it was super loud. You know, modern restaurants are always so freaking loud nowadays and I hate that. But it was a good time. My poor mother-in-law ended up being like 25 minutes late because she couldn't find any parking because it's just street parking mostly, and there was a Twins game going on, so that increased the traffic a little bit. So there was really not great parking, but she's a much more confident city driver than I am. But anyway, yeah, we had a good time. It was really nice. We had some delicious yuca fries, you know, had a good pizza, brought my pizza home with me, and then I figured it's time to show you the cookies because I didn't have time to do that before I ended up having to leave. So, are you ready to see these monstrous cookies? Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Is that not an amazing looking cookie? Humongous. Look at that. Huge, tall, the size of my hand. Like I said, they're 6 ounces or about 175-ish grams each. Massive cookies. And when you break it open, it definitely is like these should be called skookies. It's a scone slash cookie because they very much have a scone quality to them while not being true to a scone at the same time. But I actually really like them. So I broke one open already, so. But I'll do a break open for you because how rude not to. Ready? You ready for the hotness? I'll make sure my head's not in there. Here's our cookie cross section. What do we think? We got chunk. We got chips, we got brown sugary goodness. Like I said, haven't had the originals. Don't know if they're like a skookie. Maybe I overbaked mine. Couldn't tell you. I mean, they're still really soft and fluffy. Like it looks dense, like it's gonna be like hard and not good, but they're actually really soft and tender inside still with a crisp outer shell. So I guess I could have baked them for a tiny bit less and they would have had more of that like slightly underbaked quality that a lot of people love. And so the recipe for these is actually behind a paywall, which I think is really stupid. So I'm just gonna copy and paste the recipe for you down in the comments because I ain't about that life. Are they gonna sue me? I don't know, they might. Maybe to be nice, I'll actually link to their video because they did make a video. I'll do that to be nice. So if you like a thick cookie that is still tender in the middle with a slight crispy exterior, this is a cookie for you. You could obviously add in whatever kind of add-ins that you want. Swap it out nuts, swap out chocolate. You could put anything. I will say though, the cookies that were in the fridge for like overnight, they were in the fridge for about 18 hours. These ones have more flavor to them. So these bad boys absolutely get the Terra Baking stamp of approval. Highly recommend you make them if it's the kind of cookie that sounds good to you. I think you'd probably like them a lot. Another really important thing though, so there's a method where you put one baking pan in upside down and then the other pan on top of that. The cookies that I baked with only on parchment got much darker on the bottoms, and that was yesterday's cookies. But today I put a silicone mat and then I put a parchment, and the cookies stayed much lighter on the bottom. Still like a tiny smidge dark, but not in like a burnt flavor at all. So highly recommend silicone baking mat and then parchment for an extra added heat protection for the bottoms of your cookies because they are in the oven for quite a long time. Oh my God, you guys. Have I had the morning? Have I had the morning? A morning. It was actually, it's been fine, but can you see I have a stress rash on the side of my face? It's calming down a little bit now, but see how red it is? That's what happens to me when I get stressed out. I get like massive, hot, red patches all over my body. One time a doctor was like, do you have hives? Do you have shingles? And I was like, nah, I just get stressed out, man. So, fun thing happened. Fridge said, fuck you guys. I don't want to work anymore. So the fridge is on its way out, dying. The freezer will not go below 42 degrees. I'm going to take our fridge stuff. I'm actually just going to bring it to work tomorrow to keep in the fridge because our new fridge doesn't get here until Friday because Grant is out of town all week. So it's not like we can just go pick up a fridge and bring it home and like, you know, do the whole doing it yourself kind of thing. Thought about that briefly and I was like, there is no way that I can like go and rent a truck or something and get a fridge in the house by myself. Not gonna happen. The first time I ordered a fridge from the first place, everything was going smooth. It was fine. It was good. In budget, okay. I get an email. Just kidding. It's out of stock and it'll take 2 to 3 weeks to get to you. So then I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? We're not trying to buy an expensive fridge here, okay? You know, we're on a budget. I ended up being able to find the same one at Home Depot. It just wasn't showing up on my searches at first because it was doing that cheeky little like, tee-hee, we can't show you the price until you put me in your cart kind of thing. So it wasn't showing up in my searches. So then I did, and turns out it's actually cheaper at Home Depot. But we do have to wait until Friday for it to get here, so. Ugh. And then I was all stressed out because the thing that was like, do you want to cancel your order because it's going to take so long? I was like, yeah. And then it said, just reply to this email. And then I did, and it was like, we can't send this email through. What are you doing? And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So then I had to call someone. I had to leave a message. And then she called me back. And I'm just not good at that. It's always such an awkward conversation, you know, like the pauses, like interrupting each other all the time. And she sounded sad, you know, because obviously she's losing out on commission because I had to cancel. And she was all, hey, do you want to like take a browse and see if there's anything else that you can get? I was like, sorry, I already did. And there's nothing else in budget. And that shuts them up real quick, doesn't it? And while all this was happening, guess who stress cleaned a little bit? Me. Take a look at this. Take a look at that. Holy crap! So I cleaned everything off this little side table. I put all the 3D printing stuff all together down in this little bin by a little chargey zone. I cleaned it all off, made it nice. I dusted it. I got rid of all my sewing shit that was on here, making a cluttery mess. I folded all of my fabrics and I got rid of any little scraggly bits that weren't really usable. And I just kept all the sizable chunks. And I didn't, you know, realize that I actually have an accidental fabric stash. Whoops. So not only did I do all that, but I fully finished this shirt and I've been wearing it all day and it's so cute and I love it. All I had to do was this edge stitching to hold down the facing on the inside. So cute, hemmed it. She's a little bit short. I always forget that whenever there's like a cropped thing, usually what I like to do is use the cropped variation of the pattern and then I'll add like a couple inches on because the standard one always feels too long, but the cropped always feels too short. And that's the best thing about sewing is you can just make shit however you want it. Making myself some food because accidentally all I ate today was some donuts. Don't tell anyone. I ate donuts today. And I'm burning my zucchini because I'm talking to you. All I ate was donut, and then I had one of my giant cookies. They're only 2 left. I gotta put you down for a second because my zucchini's burning. Ah! Not the burnt zucchini! Flavor. Oh, I'm stressed out, you guys. Listen, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you can see me. We're running errands. I forgot to pick up dog food on my way home from work, which means we now have to drive 30 minutes out to pick up dog food, 30 minutes back. And I'm feeling like that means we deserve a little treat, don't you think? As I mentioned, Grant's out of town, which is why we couldn't just like rent a truck and go buy a fridge immediately. But so he's out of town, so the dogs were home alone today. And so I just feel bad leaving them again for like over an hour, even though I came home and we played fetch and we did walks and like their needs have been met, but I feel like they want attention, you know? They want to be pet. Briggs wants to curl up on the couch beside me and like have a little snuggle. And I want that too, bro. I want that too. But if you want breakfast tomorrow, we gotta head on out. We gotta go for a little field trip. So that's the plan. That's what we're doing. Ew, another Trump sign. Yuck. Cornfields. Got the goods. Editing Tara here, popping in to say that this next section of the video is just me going crazy in the car. It's not great angles because the camera has nowhere to go. It just kind of slides around in the dash, and when I'm in my car, I get silly, okay? I don't know how else to say it. I get silly when I'm in my car, and I talk out loud a bunch, to myself usually. So this time I just recorded it, and I'm including it in the vlog, so just pretend you're on a drive with me and you're in the passenger seat, and then this is just what you're hearing. The only thing I didn't include was just me belting out to some tunes, so you're welcome for that at least. Buckle in and enjoy. Okay, the real sweet treat I got was one of these like shitty cream-filled eclair type donuts. Ooh, girl, I'm so excited for that. Haven't had one of these in, honestly, years, decades even, maybe half decades, I'm not sure, but it's been a really long time. And then I got a little treat for my car. I got her some oil, because Dario needs a little top up, because she's an old girl. She blasts through, okay? I got the one with sprinkles on it, because why wouldn't I? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, is that is worse than eating just pure sugar. Oh my god. I feel like I'm going into shock with one bite. This is insanely sweet. Holy frick. And, you know, I'm a sweets girl. I like sweet treats. This is too sweet. I want to keep eating it, but it's literally painful to eat. This is the end of me. It was nice knowing you guys. Take that big Mac truck, park in my little garage. Whee! Whee! There's a bit of a bang. Whee! Whee! I am so full of sugar right now, I want to die. My eyes are watering. Like, the cream looks good. I'm sure you can't see that. How about now? I'm sure the camera's probably just focusing on the steering wheel, right? There's too many cars around, it's too dangerous, and I can't bother to check. So, you get what you get, alright? Road trip with Tara. Alright. Am I crazy, or like, was there a time when a cream-filled donut was actually filled with, like, whipped cream? And even if it wasn't real, like, full-on dairy whipped cream, it was, like, that kind of stuff that they use on the top of Dairy Queen ice cream cakes, you know what I mean? That, like, whipped cream topping that is more stable. Because those are good, and that's what I was expecting to be in here. This is, like, goo. This is like if you took Oreo filling and just blended it up with corn syrup to make it sweeter, and then shoved it in a donut. It's disgusting. This would put a Victorian child in a coma. That kid would be fucking dead. That kid's on the ground convulsing. I'm almost on the ground convulsing because this is ridiculous. Me dying of eating sugar from eating this but can't stop eating it. If only I had 2 hands to open my kombucha, my booch. Why can't I stop eating this? It's not good. This is objectively bad, but I can't stop.
Man, I'm so excited to just get home and pet my dogs. Ooh! 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 She is tart. She is a tart cherry. That's nice. Maybe it just feels extra tart because I just ate that fucking sugar bomb of a donut. Can you even call that a donut? Like, come on. Come on, let's be serious here. Man, I just really want like a real donut with real whipped cream now. Can you even find those anymore? Who even sells those? Maybe like a fancy donut shop in Minneapolis. I'm sure there's gotta be one there that has them with a real ass whipped cream filling. Girl! Alright. We're almost home. Oh my god, there's a dog just standing beside the busy road. That doesn't seem safe at all. That seems incredibly dangerous. I don't care how well trained your dog is. That's just really dumb. That's just like actually stupid as hell. Why would you do that? Why would you put your dog in that scenario? Anyway, I'm home and I hope I'm not doxing myself, so. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there's a Briggy in the window. He's so cute. I love him so much. Oh, look at the baby in the window. The baby in the window. Oh, he's so sweet. Oh. Let me show you him. How much is that Briggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. I see an Arlo in the window too. Oh, he just went away. Bye-bye.
What a cluster F. I'm really hungry though, and that donut is not at all what I wanted or needed. So I'm gonna get stuff put away, probably just make some food. Life in your 30s. Do-do-do-do-do-do.